welcome to everybody inside the Mums and Dads, Renovators and Decorators group. And for those of you who watch me week in, week out on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, Renovate and Real Estate on YouTube, and follow along for all of your renovation information, your tips, and some fun little guides. And today is one of those. It's a fun little guide, and I am just going to find my slides and I'll show you what I've prepared for the kiddies for school holidays. Let me share my screen. What am I doing here? Come on, Belinda, you got this. There we go. Here we go. Holiday projects with kids, the beautiful little munchkins. Oh, before I start, guys, just make sure that I'm live streaming. Make sure that everything's okay, that I'm in the right group. Yeah, I am. Okay, before I start, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, the 14th, at 7 p.m. New South Wales time, I'm going to go live inside the Mums and Dads, Renovators and Decorators group, and I'm talking about a special program that I have, a special mentorship program that I have for people who are dying to get started in the renovation space, who are dying to flip a property, who would love to flip a property alongside one of my very, very experienced property flipping reno coaches. So it's a big deal sometimes for people to make that first, what seems to be a bold move. Fear of mucking up is real. And if you have the guidance of somebody who's very, very experienced holding your hand through the whole project, it can be a game changer. In fact, it can be the difference between you actually taking the action and flipping a property or still staying the same. So to round up the end of 2022, I'm just about to talk about holiday projects with kids, but come join me tomorrow night at 7 p.m. or listen to the recording inside the Mums and Dads, Renovators and Decorators group, and let me know if you'd like to work alongside one of our renovation coaches. It's the first time I've offered this outside our inner circle of renovation mastery students. The first time I've taken this outside. And to be honest, at the time I'm doing this live, there are 6 positions available, and that is all. 6 positions. One went this morning and one went last night. So if you're listening to this, there are only 6 spots left. So jump in tomorrow night. And if you're at all interested, get your name down fast. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on a spot and they won't be available until 2024. So righto, that's all the serious stuff. Let's get into holiday projects with our kids. The things that you can do DIY with kids, and I love it when kids get hands-on. I think it just sets them up for a future of being unafraid. The first thing that I am going to suggest might make you all a little bit worried, but the first thing, and I remember this so much as a kid, I came home with a poster just like that one, guys. It had lots of greens in the background and a picture of a horse. And I said to Mum, I was crazy on horse. I actually went to the mounted police for a little while. For those who don't know, crazy on horses, love to ride. And I said to Mum, I want to do my whole bedroom in a horse theme. It was the school holidays between primary school and high school. So I was 12 or just turned 12. And Mum said yes. Instead of saying no, she said yes. At the time, I had pink young kids wallpaper on the wall. I had white furniture. So from this one horse poster that I used to just look at and love, I love this pony on this poster, Mum allowed me to choose colour match, colours for the furniture. I chose a soft olive green for all of the furniture. I chose to do my walls a different color green, and I found material that had a beautiful mix of all of these types of colors for a doona cover. And Mum and I sewed a quilt cover. So we sewed the quilt cover, the pillowcase, painted the wall and painted all of my furniture. And I did that during the holidays. I took my own bedroom from being a little kid's space into what I felt like was a grown-up teenage room into high school. So don't underestimate the power that has and the importance that has for kids. It's okay for us to look at Instagram and have our own mindset about what our kids' spaces should look like. But when they're coming into their own, it's a beautiful thing if you allow them to take the reins, pardon the pun. All right, so start with an artwork or a cushion or a quilt cover. Allow them to shop for something that has meaning, that really relates to them emotionally, or something that has meaning to them. Allow them to choose their wall color. It's just paint, guys. You can paint a room in a day, right? So if it's terrible and you only want to live with it for a few years, or let them live with it for a few years, that's okay. It's just paint. It really is no big deal. And show them how to color match. There is an amazing tool out there, guys, for those who don't know it. Taubman's Colorsmith. Look it up, Taubman's Colorsmith. Download the app. Go and buy the little device. It's under $200. You can color match anything from wall color, from posters, from existing articles, from clothing, from anything you're inspired by, and you can get that exact color formula, and you can go straight to a Taubman's shop and you can get that sample pot mixed right then and there, and you can play with it. You can choose coordinating colors. It is amazing, guys. It is an amazing tool from Taubman's. So it makes things like this. Back in the day, I had to sit there with my very limited color charts and just eyeball the colors and choose from color charts. And I think Mum and I did really well. And back in the day, you couldn't even ask for sample pots. There weren't such a thing. So you had to chance it and go and buy a 1 litre tin at the smallest. So it was a big deal back then, but things like this are really easy now. So involve your kids in the process. Let them make the decisions, live with the decisions for a little while. It's really healthy for them, and it's good fun for you to watch them thrive. Give them something harmless to paint. If you're too nervous about letting them at their own bedrooms or letting them paint something serious, if you're especially doing a renovation at the time, give them something harmless to paint. So something that contributes to your own renovation goals. If you're doing a property, think about where you can involve the kids in that process. Give them something to do. My kids, my daughter traveled with me once. We camped on the floor of this renovation, and by day we painted inside and outside of this house. Inside the cupboards, I used to get her to do inside all of the wardrobes and the cupboards, where if there was the occasional run, it didn't really matter. She got very, very good at painting. She's just bought her own house and she's about to renovate it right now. So these things have long-lasting positive influences in your kids' lives. So get them hands-on, get them DIY, get them off the screens, get them enjoying colors, and get them enjoying homewares and renovations. A great place to start: fences, pots, artwork. Just make their own artwork. Let them be genius. Trash to terracotta. I've shown this before. I love this from Collective Jen. You can look her up and find the recipe of how to do these terracotta pots or terracotta look pots. Essentially, you can choose any colors. So if I was doing a green room, I could go and choose a green color and use this trash to terracotta recipe with baking soda or baking powder and just create really nice articles from stuff that is either in cleanup or lying around your house of no use to you anymore, or at the $2 shop. Just glass vases, anything you can paint with this, and it's great fun for the kids. The other thing is just, when we're buying our vanities and our ovens and our fridges, they come in great big boxes, and immediately we go to tear up those boxes and pop them in the recycle bin, but don't do that. Keep the boxes, let your kids explore their genius, turn them into cubby house. So yeah, the boxes from vanities and cupboards and deliveries, create cubby houses, let them create cars and robots and boats for the little kids. Kids will have a lot of fun with what they have at their fingertips if you allow them the space and the permission to make a mess for a little while and do it. Another cool idea is with pool noodles. They're cheap, cheap, cheap at Kmart and everywhere else, $5 or less per noodle. And you can let them get creative and do little obstacle courses in the backyard. They can chop them up. You can help them cut those up and make little boats, or you can make some artwork with those as well. They come in some pretty cool colors. You can float that artwork if you wanted to. That could be a pool. You could make that a little pool serving tray floating on the water. Let the kids have fun. Pool noodles, they're a dime a dozen. They're cheap and they come in some cool colors. So yeah, let the kids have some fun with creating stuff with pool noodles. And don't forget the old school stuff. Just because we think it's a bit old school, we did it all in primary school, we've seen it all before, but don't forget how wonderful it is for kids to work with you, if you're parents or grandparents, doing some of the old traditional stuff. Collages are great. It just means that they can go and collect stuff, either just from magazines and newspapers and cutouts, but they can also go fossick in the garden for gum leaves and nuts and bits and pieces, and just get really creative and do something really native, which will look gorgeous in your place or theirs. Paper mache never grows old. It's great fun. It's cheap. It's so easy. It keeps them amused for hours. They've got to let some dry, come back, do it again, do another coat. Then they get to paint and finish off their creations. Look at that amazing pig. Pretty cool. If you're lost, go to Spotlight. Spotlight has amazing bits and pieces like this, so you can complete your special artwork, your craft, but also it's got plenty of little DIY things you can do with your kids. There's some painting kits and some, painting up placemats and just all sorts of things. So don't forget the kids this holiday. It is great fun involving them with DIY. Allow them to experience paint and colour and the joy of putting things together. They will be the future renovators in your world and in mine. Pretty cool to involve them, have some fun. It's a long time to fill in with kids. They can't always be on their PlayStation or watching their video games or talking to their friends on their iPhones. So get them out and about, get them doing stuff, get them appreciating the small things in life and have fun with them. Eyeballing each other and having conversations and creating together. Guys, this is my last meeting before Christmas. It has been an amazing 2022. During 2022, my team has grown to, I think I'm at 14 as of today. I have amazing team members, of which if I think about too much right now, I just start to cry. I started this business to support people who love to renovate for all of the reasons, for the emotional fulfillment, for the personal development of it, for the results, financial and personal. There's a lot of growth that happens during a renovation project. It's not always about the property. It's not always about the finances. It is about being valued as a member of our family, of showing the kids the way, of getting really good results financially, of contributing and of being of significance in our own families. So it's been a joy for me to spend 2022 with you guys, to bring you my tips and stuff along the way. It's been fun, and have a beautiful and safe Christmas and a gorgeous new year. And I'll see you in January 2023. Thanks, guys. Wow. Bye.